So I had someone request my input on flaps that make noise once they're lowered. So I'm trying to get up underneath here, and the bird has no significance of the differences. I'm sure in some cases it might be more than this one would be, or whatever situation. But I'm gonna lower my flaps so you can see it. All right. So full up, fine. One click, fine. When I go here, hear that? So we refer to it at my flying field as the servo is crying. So I think you could probably still hear it throughout the process with me going over here to the desk, to the bench. And I'm going to rig up this to get this radio at an angle because it seems to be less glare usually. Yep. All right, so from here, the servo's still humming. And it's angry, it's mad. So I'm going to go to my model adjust. I'm going to go to flap system. From flap system, it's at 0 in the up position. Give that servo a little rest. It's at 50 and then 100, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this 100 highlighted, and you see I adjust it like that, right? Positive, negative. All right, so I went down to that 99%, and it shut it up already, so it was really not much. But so try to cycle again, and it could be kind of glitchy like that where the servo doesn't do it at all times, so you might have to just keep trying it, and then if you hear it when you at the field, adjust it a little more. All right, it's doing it, right? Can you hear that? I don't know if you can, but it's humming. So I'm gonna go just like one click down, and it solved it for this one. Now you might not always have it that much, but I'm gonna go to 98 just to kind of give it a little bit of a buffer. All right, up. And just like that, I silenced it. So the servo is no longer, and the reason why that happens is there's like resistance against the servo when it's fully trying to go to that full position, and it's like fighting against it. So if you just lower it a number or two, that usually fixes the problem. It's a real quick fix. I just wanted to do a quick video because somebody requested it, and I did reply to the person who requested. And I always do this, like I keep cycling it, because you'll find that you'll get it perfect, and then you'll go out to the field, you'll set up for a flight, and it'll start humming again. So, you know, I tried a bunch of times, but this one seems to be quite happy at 98 on position 2. So, yep. That's all you need to do. That's how you adjust your flaps from being angry and humming in any position. Mostly they're only going to hum in the full down or the full up. So just get those adjusted by, you know, same process. So I'm happy with that 98%. But if it was humming on 0, I would just walk it down to whatever I needed to stop the hum, so that my servos aren't sitting there getting hot through the whole flight, and eventually you could burn out your servos if there's a lot of stress on them. So that's it. I could probably show this on an NX, but it's the exact same. I'll just show the process without trying to do it on a whole bird. If you're working on an NX, you're gonna hit your scroll wheel, push it. You're gonna scroll down to flap system. If you're having this problem with flaps, obviously you are. It could be on ailerons, it could be on anything with a servo, but most of the time I find it to be an issue where I'm adjusting on flaps. So if you're doing it on a vehicle, a plane that has flaps, then obviously you're going to have flaps on here. If you don't have flaps selected in your wing type, then obviously flaps won't even be in this menu. So if you don't see it in this menu, it's because you don't have flaps on your setup, and then you could adjust that accordingly. Anyway, without getting too deep in the weeds on that, flap system. All right, inhibit. I'm gonna hit the switch D, we'll lock it in. So then you're gonna get these same positions, and you see the little box. As I click this down, it's switching to each of the locations where it could be. So in that same setup that we were in, I would go my flap positions will be 0 at 0. It would be 50. At position 1, and position 2 will be 100. And then, all right, obviously, you'll try it. You'll go to position 1, and it'll hum. And then at that point, you'll just walk it down to 98 or whatever your number is. It won't necessarily be 98 for you. It'll be whatever made sense to stop your servo from humming. But let's say it was. I'll lock that in. And then I can get out of here. Now this one isn't set up for speed. I just got it normal. So I usually, not that this bird is a real bird. I don't even recall if I went to a real bird. It's probably just a test bird. But I'm going to put that to 2 to 3 seconds and just let those flaps move nice and slow. And then all set up like I want it. No needed of any elevator on this bird for these purposes. And yeah, this is just a test acro that I was using. So anywho, that's how you do it. That's how you stop your humming of your servos because they're under tension in your flap system. If you had it on another servo, then you would use a different method because it wouldn't be in flap system, obviously, but you could just stop the end point of that servo, and that would quiet it down for any other system other than flaps. All right, short video. Thank you.